Good afternoon, Book of Face. It is Trudy here, and I thought I would go live today. It's been an interesting couple of weeks for myself and for some of my clients, and I put a post up the other day talking about forgiveness and who do you need to forgive. We've had some interesting things happen for me, and some stuff's been coming up for some of the girls in the Embrace program as well. And we talk a lot about our vibration and the energy that we put out. And we're moving into some sort of very practical applications and some spiritual. And what came up for me today when I was thinking about something one of the girls had said was the story of the little soul in the sun. And it's a Neale Donald Walsch parable, and I'm going to do the abridged version of it today. I will pop a link down so you can read the full story. But somebody commented on one of my posts that there was no such thing as forgiveness and that we didn't need to forgive because everyone is perfect. And this story flashed up in my head then, but I didn't pursue it. So let me share the story and then let's have a bit of a dialogue about it. Because I first heard this story when I was doing my level 3 Reiki, and the teacher shared this story. And so there was this little soul in the sun, and the little soul went up to God and said, I know who I am. And God was like, really? This is amazing. Tell me, who are you? And the little soul was, I am the light. And God nodded. And this little soul, hi Dave, and this little soul was really excited. And, you know, this little soul was a thinker soul. And this little soul was like, oh, this is amazing. Now I want to be something. I want to be more. And as God said, here in this space, we are perfect. There is no darkness. There is only light. There is only this moment. So you cannot be more. And the soul said, but I need more. And God kind of laughed at this little soul and said, of course you do, little soul. And God said to the soul, for you to experience more, you need to experience the dark. There needs to be darkness for you to be able to be the light. And the little soul had a moment where the little soul was a little bit, oh, will I be safe? Will I be scared? Is it dangerous? And God and the soul had a conversation about this. And God said that even in those moments of darkness, if you allow yourself to be the light, you will have an experience and you will still be safe. You stay the light. And so the little soul was thinking, and the little soul was like, well, I want to experience forgiveness. Hence why I'm sharing this story. And God said, there's nothing here to forgive. The little soul was kind of like, oh, okay, everything here's perfect. All right. And then this little friendly soul came out and said, hey, why don't we lower our vibrations and go down to earth, and I will do something so bad and you have to forgive me. So then you get to experience forgiveness. And the little soul looked at this friendly soul and said, you would do that for me? You who vibrates at the speed of light and is this perfect being, you would lower your energetic vibration so much that you would do something to smite me down and hurt me? You would do that for me? Why would you do that? And the friendly little soul was like, because I love you. And you've done this for me too in other lives. We've danced this dance before. And the friendly little soul said, there's only one thing that I would ask for you in this moment that I smite you down, this moment that I hurt you, and this moment that you are allowed to be forgiveness, is that you remember me, because I will have forgotten who I am when I am in this stage and causing this pain to you. And the little soul was like, yes, I will. And so the little souls came back down to earth, and then the experience occurred. So why am I sharing this story, right? We are not the little souls up in heaven. We are here having a human existence. And in any of those moments of pain, when somebody says something to smite us down and to hurt us, we have a choice. It's very much a Marianne Williamson, A Course in Miracles thing is, how in this moment can I be loved? This is the same in the little soul in the sun story. It's like in that moment, you have the choice to drop down into anger, revenge, low vibration, guilt, shame, bitterness, or you have the choice to step into love and forgive. So while at a soul level, at a spiritual, energetic level, we are perfect, right now we are here on the earth having this experience that we're having. And 2 weeks ago, when something happened in my world, I had the human experience of really wanting to lash out. Now I've allowed myself to step into that space of forgiveness and remembering that we all have soul contracts, we all have these agreements. And something else that came up, because I always say to people, because this is what I've been taught, in this moment, filter for the lesson. What did I need to learn? But then maybe sometimes you're not the soul that needs to have the experience. Maybe you're the friendly soul that's actually allowing somebody else to have the lesson and experience that they needed. So when these moments happen, give yourself a space of grace. Allow the human part of you to process the feelings as you need to process them. And then give yourself permission, the grace, the opportunity to step into that space of love and forgive. Because having had a life where I was not a very forgiving person, I was pretty hardcore and pretty mean and tough, and you messed with me, you're screwed, buddy, done. What I realized is I was hanging on to a lot of bitterness and pain that wasn't actually something that I needed to do. So have the experience, find the ways to forgive, step back into the space of love yourself, forgive yourself for anything that you have potentially caused on to somebody else. Ask for their forgiveness, pray for people, however you need to do to let it go, and allow yourself to move forward. And remember, at a soul level, you are perfect. You are a creation of God, the universe, whatever it is that you believe. And just focus on your vibration and energy moving forward. How can you be in a place of love in this? How can you keep showing up as your best self? How can you stay in a place of service? How can you continue to grow? Because ultimately, you can't control anyone else. It's really up to you to choose how to respond. And when you give yourself that space to choose to respond in a space of love, all of a sudden, people are either going to fade out of your life, or they're going to need to elevate and expand with you. And from a collective consciousness perspective, if what I read is true, if 87% of us are dropping off at and vibrating at a lower level, it's the other 13%. So I consider myself part of that 13% now that need to, want to, desire to, have the opportunity to create an elevation in that as well. So thank you, Anthony, for your comments. Shelley, Janet, Marita, for joining me. Please feel free to respond and write comments and everything after this. If you're watching the replay, just put #replay. Feel free to share this with your friends if there's anyone that you think needs to hear this. I will pop the link for the full story. I just gave you a bit of a brief overview of it. Neil Donald Walsh tells it so beautifully, but I didn't want to sit here just reading it. I just really wanted that space to connect with you from my heart to yours. So feel free to share comments, questions, thoughts. Have a read of the actual original story yourself. I'd love your input. And here in Australia, I know I've got some friends overseas, but in Australia, it is Saturday afternoon, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.